separation of powers is crucial.
Globally, the role of women in patriarchal societies is changing.
Tibetan women have historically suffered from some of the same, issues that women around the world have suffered from who live in a fundamentally patriarchal, culture.
The evolution of women's roles in Tibetan culture, particularly in relation to Tibetan Buddhism, is an example of this change. In conjunction with Tibet's fight for autonomy, women have taken up a fight of their own for freedom, respect, influence, and equality.
Let's talk progress under patriarchy and how the role of women in Tibetan Buddhism has evolved.
To understand this evolution, we have to go back over 80 years. Tibet is a traditionally feudal society with clearly defined gender roles.
Women's play going back and forth, nomad life, and also down to fields. Women are much more holding money. Men go out there and making money, and women make a huge play role. However, they are not discriminated, men versus female.
With the Chinese occupation of Tibet in 1959, the subsequent oppression of Tibetan people spurred public outrage. On March 12, 1959, thousands of women came together in Lhasa to protest Chinese occupation, catalyzing the creation of the Tibetan Women's Association. With initiatives to promote global recognition, education, and reproductive health and equality for women, the organization continues bringing awareness to the needs of Tibetan women politically, socially, and religiously.
Within Tibetan Buddhism, however, women are not always given the same opportunities for study, practice, and enlightenment as men. It was taught that in order to achieve full enlightenment, one must be reincarnated as a man, that women inherently have no path to nirvana. However, this was a misconception.
The Tibetan nuns to this day do not take the same number of vows that the Tibetan monks take. The idea behind that is partly that women are not spiritually capable of upholding as many vows as the monks are. Tibetan nuns still, within the Tibetan tradition, are not given full ordination. Now, that is changing.
Tibetan Buddhist canon is supported by an assortment of sacred texts. The main two are the Kangyur and the Tengyur. The Kangyur specifically deals with direct translation of the Buddha's word, and on the surface level, women are provided with considerable acclaim and sovereignty.
The religion even recognizes multiple female deities, and of all the goddesses, Tara is the most revered. She is considered the mother goddess of Buddhism, and her name translated directly means she who saves.
Debate is another crucial part of Tibetan Buddhism. Once again, a part that women have historically been left out of. Tenzin Palmo is one of the nuns pioneering this change. Originally from England, Tenzin Palmo was ordained in 1964. She received this ordination in Hong Kong because, within the Tibetan tradition at this time, women could not attain full ordination. Since then, she's devoted countless years to study, advocacy, and educating future generations of nuns.
The very fact that now nuns actually study and nuns debate is already something which 10 years ago was unthinkable. Her body is filthy and foul and disgusting. She is an object of contempt. It's no longer the monk. The monk's fine and pure. It's her.
The Dalai Lama, the reincarnation of Avalokitesvara, who embodies the compassion of Buddha, is the spiritual leader of Tibet. As a spiritual figurehead, he has expressed many of his own opinions on the role of women in Tibetan Buddhism.
Maybe some people may call me feminist. I don't know. Or promotion of human compassion. In that respect, females have more important role.
The Dalai Lama has said that he could be reincarnated as a woman. And Tibetan women are like women everywhere. They are beginning to step up and hold, political office, administrative offices. They are part of the general empowerment of women that is occurring in Asia.
But the fight isn't over. Oppression and gender inequality still pervade Tibetan culture.
This is made evident by the continued efforts by the Tibetan Women's Association. They are involved in sponsoring workshops for democratic leadership training, seminars regarding the prevention of domestic abuse, and organization of public demonstrations to get global focus on the issues of Tibetan women.
An example being that the TWA started the Tibetan Nuns Project to improve the education of Buddhist nuns and promote nuns into positions of power. Real progress has been made. Although the women of Tibet still have more headway to make, the Tibetan Buddhist culture has forever been changed by the efforts of strong, intelligent, and spiritual women. Displacement is not enough to stop social justice.